welcomes the Black Crows and Whiskey Myers to Mystic Lake Amphitheater July 28th. Tickets are on sale now. You can get complete details on all of our upcoming shows on the concert page, KFAN.com, keyword calendar, KFAN.com, keyword calendar.
Czechia, Canada, 0-0 deep in the first period. Welcome back to 9 to noon. 10:09. Here comes Ben Leber. Ben Leber Weekly, 9 to noon, each and every Thursday. And don't forget to watch Main Man Nacho Libre on Channel 5 each and every weekday, 3 to 4:30. Twin Cities Live. Twin Cities Live, 3 to 4:30. Channel 5 TCL. Yeah, you know we. The Olympics are full-time in this studio for pretty much all the radio shows. When I come in, it's on. When I leave, it's on. Do you love the Olympics? And good morning.
And good morning. I do love the Olympics. The thing is, I sometimes forget to really turn on the TV. The last 2 nights, I've gotten home and, we're always, all of us as parents are kind of in this rat race with kids stuff and whatever. And I realized that I'd been home for an hour, no TV on, just getting dinner, homework, kids, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta turn on the Olympics. Yeah. And so then so it's not top of mind, but I do like having it on the background.
Yeah, it's kind of like for me, I'm not a golfer, but I like golf as kind of the majors and stuff like that, like background stuff on the weekends, and somebody hits a nice shot, you figure it out, stuff like that. Now the hockey, that's immortality. I like the NHL and just with, I think 8 wild players, playing for a bunch of different teams, USA, Canada from that 4 nations, and just USA, Canada, men and women, mostly men though, because USA hasn't gotten over the hump and won a gold since 1980. And yeah. Even casual hockey fans are like, oh yeah, Sidney Crosby, Nathan McKinnon, Connor McDavid. Then the next level of quasi-casual. Yeah, I think I've heard of Macklin Celebrini, 19 or whatever. He's unbelievable. There's so much unbelievably good talent on these teams that it just really, really draws us in.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it being played right now. There's Sidney Crosby as we're speaking right now. Those are sick uniforms.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
Canadian uniforms are sick.
Yeah, Finland's were cool too.
Yeah, those are really cool.
I'd like to go. How great would it be being Parker Fox right now? Now, granted, you got a fiance playing for Team USA Women, but even if you were just there and going to these hockey games, wow, that'd be sweet.
Well, I heard him on with you. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Where he was talking about once the men showed up, it was oh my gosh.
Oh, the Village.
Yeah, you just walking around and you're like. Oh, that's so-and-so, and that's so-and-so. They're all here. They're with us. They're we're all part of the same team,
I wonder if the guys are like that in any way with the ladies. Because what he was talking about was his fiancée, Taylor Heisey, Zumwinkle. I think her first name is Grace Zumwinkle.
Yes.
Yeah. And, they're best friends and they're roommates. So it's those two and a couple others where they're in the Village. The men's team has arrived and I think they're selfies with Quinn Hughes and Sidney Crosby, or whomever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where they're enamored with what they've seen all their lives on TV. It's so genuine and authentic. I just love it.
So this might be a stupid question because it might be kind of obvious. When it comes to the Winter Olympics, that I'm sure there's innately a hierarchy to how athletes view other athletes, right? Is hockey in general, both men's and women's, sort of on the top tier of the athletes that are there.
From a fame standpoint,
from a
worldly appeal.
Yeah, a worldly appeal.
It has to be absolutely right.
It has to be right.
Well, okay.
Because Summer Olympics, it's got to be the track and field guys.
I think a lot of people, if we had 10 people live right now. All right, guys, get ready. Who is the most famous male figure skater in the world? Well, there'd be cricket for about 7 or 8 of them. Then 2 would jump in with whomever. The quad god bid.
Yeah, whatever. The quad god.
Will Ferrell from Blades of Glory.
There we go.
Yeah.
But if you go, all right, quickly, whoever can name the most in 5 seconds wins the prize. Men's Olympic hockey. Crosby, McDavid, I think a lot of people would convene on that.
Yeah, they just kind of feel like when they arrive, it's like, oh, the real like Olympic gladiators have just arrived.
Right.
I don't know. So I was gonna take this moment and talk about this because I think I mentioned this maybe on the power trip, but I think I mentioned it off air. And I got the approval from Zach O'Halverson. So I think I'm onto something here. You know how we have the Four Nations within NHL? Why don't we do some sort of why don't we do that with the high school kids?
Meaning?
Because, well, everybody talks about this being the state of hockey. And then Michigan people are like, yeah, you guys are in the state of hockey. It's Michigan. And then the Bostonians and like the New Englanders are like, oh no, we're the hockey hub, right? We're the center point, the epicenter of hockey. And then the Colorado guys are like, no. Like, it's us, right? So why don't we put that to the test? Why don't we take an all-star, like a high school all-star team?
Yeah.
And we do it like every other year.
Ooh.
And then we just
not just a team. So say like Edina, with Chase Bjorgard.
The best of Minnesota.
Oh.
So we take them all, Moorhead, everybody, right? Yeah. And they have some sort of tryout.
Well, that's unbelievable.
And then they do like they put together one team and they go represent the state of Minnesota in this like 4 states thing.
4 states.
The 4 states or maybe 5 states. I don't know. Maybe there's something else that I'm missing.
This is spectacular.
And then you do it like every other year. And it's like the top 16-year-olds or something like that in each state.
Well, in Massachusetts, now it's not from other states, but there's something of hockey immortality variety in Massachusetts involving college teams. Would you happen to know what it's called?
No.
Okay, you do say it.
The Bean Pot?
Bean Pot.
The Bean Pot. Okay.
I mean, it's age old, man. BU, Boston College, Northeastern,
Harvard.
No, I don't know. But it's those 4 teams
on a collegiate level.
Yeah. During their season, and that's
fun.
It has a bloodbath to it. I mean, they are so prideful. Boston College. Yeah, that'd be another one. They're so prideful in trying to win that thing. But I like your idea because like the high school women's state tournament begins like right now. And then the boys are going to follow that. But then when that's done, okay, they go to baseball and they go to all that. So that could impact that.
Sure.
But like if you could time that thing up to where the Massachusetts 6A state tournament ends this date, and the Colorado this date, Michigan this date, Minnesota this date, and it's not too far removed from the season, so they're still in game shape, and it doesn't pull too much from whatever next sport they're in.
Yeah.
This is a spectacular idea. It would sell out Grand Casino Arena.
Oh my gosh! Are you kidding me?
Right, and then the next year,
then you move it to the Boston area. And you just have the New England,
and then Little Caesars in Detroit.
Yeah,
no, that's the name of the arena.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
You thought I was making a joke.
No. So I don't know. I just think it'd be. I don't know how the schedule looks. I'm not a great hockey mind. Yeah. I just think it'd be like a fun idea. I think there's a lot of pride.
The politics of selecting players,
at
that level,
it's going to get messy, and I get it. And there's kids going to juniors. Like, you include the kids going to juniors. Like, how do you marry that up and match that up with their schedule and the high school season? Like, I know that there's some things to work out, and inevitably feelings are going to get hurt. It's not going to be a perfect situation, right? But I think after a couple of years and things get ironed out. There's how many kids on a hockey team? 15?
23 maybe? Something like that? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so 20 high school kids may have to miss part of their baseball season. Every other, who cares?
Why does baseball have to catch a stray here?
Well, because that's the next sport that's kind of, or golf or whatever. It's like there might be there's 20 kids around the state that might have to miss a couple things, but you're playing for the pride of the state. It'd be kind of a cool thing.
Well, that has some ESPN2 to it. I mean, that has some
At least the Ocho.
It has the Ocho, and then the championship games on the Big Bird, and a lot of people would watch.
Oh, I think so.
I think they would too.
I think the 4 should be Minnesota, Mass, maybe Michigan, and then other. And just open it up to the kids from Florida and Arizona, and just.
Why are you going to disrespect Colorado? Why did we include Colorado?
Oh, Zacho was talking about it because I said,
like downhill skiing and Colorado Springs and Olympic training. There's that. Hockey wise, I mean, DU, the Pioneers, are good every year,
right?
But it doesn't mean everybody's from Colorado.
No, I just know that they have whatever that It can be 5 states, like whatever. And maybe it's, I don't know. You add a couple more just to make the bracket like more fun, whatever. Like,
I love this.
I think the point is like doing this at a high school level in some really hockey centric areas to kind of prove every year of the year who's the best of the best, who's the real state of hockey here,
right?
You know, and it could be us. Could be Michigan. It could be the New England area. It doesn't have to be just Massachusetts. I think kind of open up to Maine and all that stuff, and you kind of like make them their own quadrant over there.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I like Brett's idea. I just don't know how you would do it. You have 3 in a wild card, 4 in a wild card, a play in or whatever.
Yeah.
But like the wild card one year is Arizona. And then people are like, geez, who knew the youth programs in Arizona are the bomb? They just beat Maine.
It might be Utah.
Yeah, it might be Utah, something like that.
They might come out of nowhere because of their new franchise, and all of a sudden the youth leagues are playing, and a lot more numbers are playing ice hockey, and they become like a really big powerhouse in the West.
You have any idea what it is with Nashville? And here's why I asked that.
Sure.
And I don't know if I asked you this. Like, did I ask you about Greenway moving to Nashville? I mean, like if he's serious. Like last time I did a radio show with him, he, was like, it's cold and 3 years from now and just like Madden here and it's close to Lexington, the whole thing. I don't know how serious he was, but Super Bowl week with the Super Bowl stories, Hutch joined Nashville yesterday to talk about Team USA men's team, David Backus. All right. My man played in the league a long time, two-time Olympian. And so, when I was setting this thing up with him, I just assumed he was still in Newport Beach where he's living. No, Nashville.
Yeah.
I've met
Wait, Hutch?
Hutch is in Nashville.
No.
Oh, really?
I think he's in Texas now.
No, you're right. But I think he still has this place in Nashville.
He might.
Right.
Yeah.
But are you going to move to Nashville? Anybody?
No.
Why do you think so many people move to Nashville?
Well, no state tax, because we all know this state's horrible for taxes.
Hey.
And I don't think anybody's happy about the number of taxes.
Pretty cool having 1099 jobs in that circumstance.
Yeah. So, somebody please come and fix the tax code here. That'd be great.
Supervisor Jared's on a 1099. He hates it.
So I think a lot of professional athletes and a lot of people want to move to Nashville because Tennessee doesn't have state income tax, along with some other, handful of states. I think Florida's kind of just oversaturated right now. But obviously the country music scene is like a huge thing. Yeah. There's a wholesomeness, I think, to Nashville that people really appeal to.
That's awesome.
And then when you go down to like the Franklin area and you kind of get down south, there's like, you can buy estates. Now you're getting into like, okay, we're not necessarily living in Nashville. We're about 20, 30 miles south, but now we have 20 acres of land and we have our hobby farm and we have all that stuff. And it's temperate. It's like they have a little bit of winter.
Yeah.
But it's just a touch of winter. They'll get an ice storm here every once in a while. And then that's it. Then it's like spring and summer. So
Jared, with all the construction around here and the remodeling and everything, Jared is a supervisor for this project. Jared, you turn on Jared's mic real quick. Say hi to Nacho Leber.
Hey, Nacho.
What's up, Jared?
FL on his hat is for Forest Lake Hockey. Has a couple of kids in the hockey program. But Jared, he's just feeling really good about himself since he found a place to hide 9 to noon in studio. Look at his phone. It's comfortable.
Yeah.
I got no problem with him being in here. He's got some clipping penalties out there with associates. He's had to get away for a little bit. It's okay.
But it's work, man.
But here's how he's feeling good about himself. He keeps sliding me questions. Like one for Gorg. And now he's like, can you ask Ben? All right. 3-2. By the way, what's the name of the company for whom you supervise?
Anderson CC.
Okay, cool. And yeah, my big boss here, Lonnie, wanted you to mention that, just in case there's a phone call down the line or something. So we'll just pop them out there and see where it goes from there. All right. But Jared, Forest Lake Jared wants me to ask Ben, Kirk Cousins returning to Minnesota. That interests you, doesn't it?
It interests me mostly because there's not a lot of fish in the pond, so to speak.
What about Derek Carr?
I like Derek Carr.
Yeah, that was a wild card.
Yeah, I like the prospect of Carr as long as his shoulder checks out and he's healthy, and maybe he's got a little Drew Brees to his shoulder where it comes back a little stronger and he's got a little bit more zip on the ball. as long as his injuries check out, I think that probably might be the best option.
All right.
To be honest with you.
So help me here because you're smarter with this than me. If Atlanta cuts Kirk Cousins March 13th,
Yeah.
and he has that big, after Atlanta cuts him, so to speak. I mean, when Shefty gets as loud as he did, it's going to happen. So when that happens, like, say you want Cuzbuzz, well, how does the money work out? You know what I'm saying? Because
See, I wish. Yeah, I wish. I haven't really dug into that whole thing because they still owe him money. You know, they can cut him, but they're still going to owe him money. It's not like it's a clean and cut.
So they pay it.
I think they pay it.
Yeah.
So I do think, at least I think if I read some of the rumors correctly, that if Kirk is willing to take a proverbial discount with the new team because he knows he's getting compensated still by Atlanta,
I think he would.
Then he might be on the cheap for whatever new team if it's the Vikings. But the thing is, we all know what Kirk has done throughout his career. He maximizes his opportunities financially. So he might look at that and say, like, that's Atlanta's mistake. That's off the books. Like, I'm a free agent again. I'm going to approach this thing like a free agent and try to get my bag again. I don't know where his head's at with that.
I'm guessing. I don't think that would be an issue if it involved working with that head coach here, that right receiver here, maybe the other one too, and just the familiarity, which I know for a creature of habit like Cousins really, 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 really matters. The proverbial fly in the ointment here, I think, is if the Vikings move on Kirk Cousins, he's your starting quarterback in 2026.
Yeah.
Cousins ain't coming here to compete.
No.
And it's not like, I mean, he was better last year nearing the end of the year. That Monday night game, I think, where they beat the Rams, holy cow.
Yeah.
Wow, it looked like Kirko 2019, 2021, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to, like, you got to give him some time to come back from that Achilles injury, and things just didn't work out for him with the timing of the injury and the Penix situation, all that stuff. Like, he needs a fresh start, but I have a lot of confidence in what he can do on the field.
Yeah.
And
how good was Cousins in that 2023 up to that Achilles at Lambeau?
Oh, I mean, it was like MVP level.
Yeah.
I mean, you were starting to hear whispers, not just locally, nationally, people saying, like, hey, if Kirk Cousins keeps this up, you have to put him a part of the MVP race.
That Monday night game where he kept picking on Charvarius Ward against San Francisco. I mean, that's A+ stuff.
Yeah, he's still a really talented quarterback. Obviously, he's going to be limited mobility, but I also think about it, if he is sort of your gap quarterback for, like, let's just say 1 year. It's a 1 year deal. He's going to start. I don't know if I can think of a better quarterback to show J.J. McCarthy how to approach the day-to-day.
I agree.
You know, and I feel like McCarthy has that in him, that he just needs to see it in front of him. And, like, okay, this is what I did at Michigan. I'm trying to find my way. I don't really have a true mentor to show me how to do it in the NFL. And the way Kirk goes about his business, the way he analyzes the game, and the way he's a student of the game, I think if even just through osmosis, I'm not saying that Kirk's going to be like literally take him under his wing and be like, come here, little buddy.
Yeah.
You're going to follow me around 24/7. No,
doesn't work like that.
Doesn't work like that.
And he ain't spending Tuesdays with him either.
No, which is totally fine, which I a lot of people give him a hard time with that, but I think that's a little ridiculous.
No, but you would know more than me, Ben. I mean, but like Patrick Peterson bringing over cornerbacks on Tuesdays and watching 5 hours of film, he's like the only guy I've ever heard on that precious off day when your bodies and minds are beaten down. You got butt babe terrorism from the day before about, honey, this your only day off. And you're going to do what?
Yeah.
You know, so it just doesn't happen as much as people think.
It really doesn't. And really Tuesdays, I mean, Tuesdays are considered community Tuesdays. I mean, it's a day to get your body right. You have a whole bunch of modalities and you have like a morning to kind of do your rehab stuff to get recovered. But then most of the late morning, early afternoon for a lot of guys is going out in the community. They're going to the hospitals. They're doing this. They're doing stuff with their foundation. So they're kind of doing that community stuff. And then you want to have some time with your family, certainly at night. So a lot of this stuff with Kirk got really overblown. And a lot of the stuff, the mentoring part of it, at least from my perspective, what I saw from veterans, it happened on Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday afternoons. You know, those are okay, practice is over at 5, let's say.
Yeah.
let's stick around until 6:30.
Yep.
There might even be some weeks where like, hey, I called in some dinner. We got some dinner coming in. We're going to sit down. We're going to watch some film. We're going to watch tomorrow. We're going to watch today's film a little bit. And then we're going to watch, all the passing situations for the team that we're getting ready for. And then like you see how the veterans sort of go about their business. And then obviously over time, you start picking up those habits as well.
For lastly here, before the next segment, a couple more things for Ben Leber. Twin Cities Live, 3 to 4:30 today, Channel 5, by the way. Watch Ben. The first time I had a conversation with Brett Favre, and it was 90 seconds. All right. I mean, I was a little awestruck when Brett got here and the way the whole thing happened and everything, and just didn't, get to know him as well as I have some others really until the end of the year. But I left something at Winter Park Friday from like when I was out there for the press conferences and stuff. So I had to go get it at like 9:15, 9:30. And I saw him walking out to the players' lot and said hi to him, formally introduced myself, stuff like, well, he was there, I think, going over the final stages of something new the Bears were doing with blitz packages and how they disguised them and hadn't seen that the first two games. Friday night. It was a Friday night, and he was in there looking at, that's next level. It's not for everybody, but nevertheless, he put in the time, and it's kind of extended the workday, and that's what goes into greatness. Brett Blakemore, cash thing.
The cash thing, the fan wants to put bonus bucks in your hand at the National Cash Contest. Head to KFAN.com. Keyword is friend. The keyword is friend. KFAN.com. Keyword
The Fan.
Bonus Box is back on KFAN. We have 9 chances for you to win $1,000 every weekday. It's every hour from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. 10 keywords. Learn more at KFAN.com.
O'Connell has limbs.
What?
Well, no, the O'Connell tree. There's a tree. He like O'Connell is a limb on the McVay tree.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Brian Angelico, offensive coordinator for the Steelers, he's a limb on the O'Connell tree.
Yeah.
Now Tony Sorrentino, assistant to Keenan McCardell for the wide receivers here. He just got the wide receivers coach job with the Arizona Cardinals. Angelico, offensive coordinator for the Steelers. O'Connell has limbs. The O'Connell tree is gaining limbs, which is really cool. Have you learned or noticed over the years, Ben, replacing coaches, like assistant coaches, tight ends coach, stuff? Is that hard?
I think it's difficult.
Why?
I think it's difficult just because there's only so far that you have with a personal connection and a reach. And the thing is, it's a great problem to have. I mean, if you are building these guys up to be elevated and promoted at the next job, well, then you've kind of done your job, as a coach. I mean, obviously you want your coaching staff to help you win a championship, but like you also are in a way pseudo developing these coaches because you want them to get better on a daily basis with your own team. And then therefore they will just become better coaches. They get more respected. They start making connections in the league as well. They have their existing connections and then they move on and they take on other opportunities. It certainly is a feather in the cap, but I think it's difficult to then look back in the available pot of coaches and like, well, okay, well, I know this one guy, but I don't know if he's totally qualified. Let me reach out to these other guys for these other names that are in the hat. I don't maybe know this guy directly, but I have to get some referrals. So I think it just becomes harder and harder to personally connect some of these dots. But certainly, I mean, who wouldn't want to work for KOC? So I don't think that he's going to have a hard time filling these roles.
All right, now back to that quarterbacks conversation for a second. When it started with Cousins. Mm-hmm. What do you think about this? Because I was just alerted to the fact that this guy's an unrestricted free agent. I'm not saying start here for the Vikings. I'm just saying inclusion in the covenant. What about going Darnold on it with Zach Wilson and turning around his career? Highly drafted, clearly gifted, has had mostly had problems in other places that don't have Jefferson, that don't have the play calling head coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, look, if this was just like
You don't hate it.
You're
trying to hate it. You
I
don't
don't hate it. I know that we don't have a lot of options. I look at this as like, okay, this isn't just an open casting call for anybody to come here and compete. Like it's not like, hey, we kind of need a guy to compete. Let's just come one, come all sort of thing. I like more strategically looking for veteran quarterbacks that have kind of been there. Again, like a Carr, like a Mariota, somebody like that that's kind of been there. That's like a little bit more of a reclamation project versus a guy that's truly going to have to compete. Like, I don't know.
Like Darnold.
I don't know if Zach Wilson is better than J.J. McCarthy. Like, I'm looking for somebody that's probably already at that level and better and to push and to really compete. I just don't have the faith that Zach Wilson is a better quarterback. And so, like, are you going to create...
Would you have said that about Darnold into McCarthy's rookie year?
Yes.
Before we knew that, hey, you guys can say and write everything you want. Darnold starts against the Giants. I mean, that was fait accompli.
Well, here's the deal. I think all of us looked at that as a true competition.
Yeah.
Like, nobody looked at J.J. McCarthy after he got drafted and be like, oh, yeah, he's for sure going to start. I remember talking to you on draft night, and we're like, this is fine. He's going to sit for a year. Like, based on his age, his limited number of snaps at Michigan, we love his intangibles, but he's most likely going to sit for a year. I'm totally fine with using a draft pick on a quarterback like this that has a high ceiling, but he's super young. He can be with your franchise for a long time. So I looked at that, like bringing in a guy like Sam Darnold, like, well, this is actually just a real competition. Like, I in this situation, I don't know if Zach Wilson is like a real competition.
I can't even remember how he plays. Is he fast? I mean, he's have a good arm.
He's athletic. Yeah, he's athletic.
Does he have a good arm?
He's got a decent arm. Yeah, he's got a decent arm. There's something about his game that I want something a little bit more of a calming presence.
Blakemore's guy, I read this yesterday, Malik Willis. I mean, it's like there was a story out there with anonymous sources. So source said, 50, 60 for Malik Willis, something like that with the totality of it. And some of the source came over the top, like unnamed scout or executive in the NFL. Well, no, it's closer to 100 for him in this day and age. I'm like, whoa, did the worm turn on that thing?
Yeah, I'm out on that.
Right.
But,
I'm out on that at 50, and I like Malik, and Malik really, really, really jumped up nicely last year with LaFleur.
Yeah.
I personally think Willis would drive O'Connell crazy with running.
With the run, With maybe breaking the pocket too much or something.
Unless they reconstruct things and put in more read options, or they have them, or like reconstruct the bit.
Yeah, I don't really see that happening. I feel like with KOC, like we kind of know, I don't think he's going to change his stripes too much. Like we kind of know, there's going to be some nuances, some new play calls, and maybe like you got to use the quarterback in a way that suits them best. But I think that might be too far of a departure from what he's used to, because that's probably not going to marry up with the run scheme.
If Malik prices himself out of some of these teams and we bring him back as a backup, it will be A-okay.
Right. Yeah.
It's not going to happen, though. Someone's going to grab
that ain't going to happen.
Yeah, I know.
So somebody's going to sign Malik Willis, give him a Darnold-esque deal or close, and start him week 1.
See, I don't see that at all. I think that is just a bunch of hot air. Because
I agree.
Look at the year that Darnold had to have for him to get that $100 million contract by Seattle.
Right.
I mean, he had to go out there and ball out for 17 games.
Right.
And then try to win the 18th game. So he had to put a lot of stuff on tape for people to okay, we're going to invest $100 million in this guy. How many games did Malik play? And he certainly didn't play at Darnold's level.
Right.
3 or 4 a year.
Yeah.
Basically.
All right. Lastly, speaking of all free agency and eventually the draft and stuff like that. It's another opportunity for you. And I know certain opportunities you like. Maybe perhaps coming to the combine with me and Pete and you could do TCL, Twin Cities Live. You could do it remotely there. Just think about the unbelievably good human interest stories that you can have. We can have other people find them for you. Okay. And then I'll call Courtney Cronin and Courtney, here's X amount of dollars. Can you find the best 10 human interest stories? Text them to me so I can give them to Ben so he can come to the combine. Human interest stories, TCL, we, Indianapolis. Sounds good enough to eat.
Oh, doesn't it sound great? That way, I can not only assist with you guys on the radio, then I have to do extra work to do like personal stories for TCL. Yeah, no. It's ain't going to happen.
What do you got against the radio show?
No, I'm just saying like
it's the combine. You're supposed to love that,
I go
right?
to the combine and I have to do double duty.
Well, see, the best thing for you is that you would do, say, an hour and a half, 9:30 to noon with me and Bursich. Then you would stand up and Joe Q, podcaster from Nashville, be like, Ben, can you come join us for 15? Yeah, I got it. Then Chicago, Ben, can you join us? Ben McCarthy, we got to talk about it here on St. Louis Sports Talk, KMOX. And you just be working all day. Yeah. All right, you're the best. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, you too. We'll see you.
Love you, bud. That's Ben Leber at Nacho Leber via the X Machine. And at 10:42, around the corner, we have Brett's Bits and Bets. Then after that, Olivia King from Youth Hockey Hub joins in studio. Then after that, the Vox of all Voxes ever to Vox. Ellen Roach from Milan, 9 to noon.
Chime in on what's happening to your favorite KFAN shows. It's incredibly easy. You can make your voice heard on the Bradshaw and Bryant KFAN text line. Here's what you do. Let us know what you have to say by texting your message to 64686. That is 64686. Standard text message and day rates apply.
Personal foul. Clipping.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
All this negativity that's in this town sucks.
Why don't you give me half the money you were going to bet, and we'll go out there, I'll kick you in the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
What you waiting for? Want me to introduce Brett's Bits and Bets?
Well, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now post time for Brett Blakemore's Bits and Bets. Courtesy of FM 100.3, KFAN in the 9 to noon presentation. Your last bet feels like it was a year ago.
Yeah, I know. I don't even remember what it was.
What was it?
Might have been an NFL game.
Oh, yeah, of course you won. And of course, I probably predicted Who did you like in the Super Bowl?
I liked Seattle.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
Their defense was very good.
I had Heinze on last week, and his favorite team's the New England Patriots. And then I'm like, I like the Patriots, but everything about me's ice cold right now.
I always love that.
So I'm sorry about that. And then sure enough, the Patriots went out there and looked terrible.
And here they are.
All right.
Number 1.
What do you got? We got okay. We got okay in the stable, ready to run next segment.
We got Olympic hockey to talk about, Olympics in general. Canada is playing Czech right now. Despite being outshot for a majority of the game, the Canadians have actually overturned it now, up 17-16 in the shots, but they're up 2-0 on the scoreboard, which is more important. Marner with a nice feed to Mark Stone, who is probably going to be on the LTIR once the Olympics are over, get them ready for the playoffs, as Vegas always does every year. But the Canadians, the skill, Czech is competing, and they're getting shots on, but the skill, from what I'm seeing while working the show, is taking over for Canada.
Olivia King, please turn on your microphone. Hi.
Hey.
Can you say Czechia?
I thought it was Czechia.
It's Czechia. Yeah, I said Czechia early. I knew I messed up. Blakemore being a surrogate, heard it, followed it. Now everybody's wrong, and Olivia comes in learned fashion. That's how they raise them in Brainerd. And says, I thought it was, respectfully, Czechia, which she's right. But
that's not as fun, though.
No, I like your way better.
2-0 Canada. What do you think?
Honestly, I'm excited to watch McDavid throughout this whole tournament. This is his first Olympic Games, which is actually crazy to me, because the last time NHL players played in the Olympics was Sochi in 2014.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Austin Matthews, his first Olympics, too.
Wow.
So it's really exciting.
How about Olivia King, the goaltender? How about, say you're a goalie and It's a power play. Well, who are the red and white using on their power play? Oh, it's Crosby, McKinnon, McDavid, McCarr, and Sam Reinhart, who's the least notable of all of them. Panthers, right, for Reinhart?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I mean, he's got back-to-back rings. I mean, holy cow, if that power play was coming at you, right?
Yeah, I don't know about all that. I don't know if I'd be ready for that.
And I almost had a surprise for you today too. We're gonna talk about that momentarily.
Meanwhile, the U.S. they're playing their first game against Latvia today. 2:10.
Olivia says Latvia.
I like saying things incorrectly on this show specifically, just so I can play.
It's a covenant cleanup.
Well, you know what? Yeah, we may be doing that on a daily basis coming up here soon, as an account executive told me very early this morning. So covenant cleanup.
Oh, really?
It could be.
We might have to recut the song.
Well, how am I going to phrase this? Mistakes happen, and mistakes happen when you say a lot of words. And like if you say chichum and it's Czechia, covenant cleanup provided by Crickets, but we actually may have a sponsor for it. That'd be cool.
That is exciting. So yeah, Team USA, Latvia.
I think Youth Hockey Hub is dropping about $250,000 to buy covenant cleanup.
Right.
That's what I heard.
And have
Tony Scott.
But
in the mix.
but Olivia gets to co-host the show every hockey season.
Perfect.
We're in high-level negotiations right now with Olivia's dad.
We'll talk some Wolves here. They're in their All-Star break right now because they don't play again until the 20th, I believe. Your Timberwolves, they take care of business against mediocre Trailblazers team, 133-109. Story of the game was Julius, who just went off, 41 points. Your Wolves, they had a little bit of a slide. It seems like they're on the upturn going into the break.
Started a Beyond the Basics Bible class last night that lasted 2.5 hours. Missed all of the Timberwolves game. Spirits in me right now, feeling good about being here at FM 100.3 KFAN. So I saw the box score. May God be with all of them during the All-Star break. Stay safe, be smart, and come back, make a run to the title.
Let's go.
That's all I got.
Number 3.
My bet for this week.
Bet? Bro, it's 10:54. What do you mean your bet? We still got 4 minutes left in the segment.
Okay, I can move on. We'll go here. James Harden. He famously, I mean, there's a very famous TV commentator.
Well, Green Bay cut Romeo Dobbs. I mean, and
well, I knew that was coming.
I was just kidding.
Yeah,
well, I'm saying
it's on the way.
If you're looking for football stories, there's this little ESPN.com or NFL.com or ProFootballTalk.com. You can probably find something there to help burn through 3.5 minutes before we get to Youth Hockey Hub.
Well, I've got stuff as well. But no, I wanted to get this James Harden bit in because he just gets ripped to shreds by everyone for not having any loyalty. Well, he said today, loyalty is overrated. Here's the quote. At the end of the day, it's basketball, and the whole quote-unquote loyalty thing is overrated. This is a business at the end of the day. There's a lot of money involved and a lot of decisions that have to be made. This guy jumps teams with the best of them and just jumps from place to place wherever suits his fancy. So I'm told by hoops people.
Okay,
who I trust.
But there are two ways to look at this. Somebody new wants you. Well, that's not bad. It's like when one of the great things from my racetrack announcing past, when I'd say it was Canterbury Open in 95. So 95 to 98, I would call 6 months of races, and they're racing in the Olivia King Classic. I would call 6 months south of San Francisco. Then I would drive to Grand Island, Nebraska to fill in for their announcer for 5 weeks as he went to Louisiana Downs in Bossier City, Louisiana. And from there, I'd come up to Canterbury and do May through Labor Day at that time, and then go back to San Francisco. So it was a grind, and I was broke every day, tapping on my parents every single day for cash. But that's a conversation for a different podcast.
Feel that?
Do you want me to give you?
No, that's fine.
You want a $100 bill, don't you?
I mean, if you're offering, but I don't need one. No.
Okay, but like when I would leave Canterbury, let's say 95, 6, 7, and 8, and I moved here full time in 98. I was sad to leave. People were like, it was a summer of fun, summer of love. It was unbelievable. Now I got to leave. And there were tears. And then I would drive the 2,100 miles through, let's go down to Ames, make a right at Ames, go through Nebraska, stop at Lincoln, stop at Grand Island, then you get to Salt Lake City and Laramie, Wyoming, and Reno, Nevada, and then finally you're home. And they were excited to see you when you got back. And then you'd leave, and they were sad to see you go and happy to. So that's James Harden. Yeah. It's like the dogs are sad to see him leave, but Donovan Mitchell and the rest of the cats for the Cleveland Cavaliers, your favorite Sam Merrill, Dean Wade, they're super excited to see him there. So that's one way to look at it.
So full disclosure on it, you were saying what happened as I hesitated is because of my notes for Brett's Bits
your
and
girlfriend
Bets.
was texting you and you got conflict.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, I noticed it at 9:45.
So
when you had to leave the room.
I couldn't read. I wrote PAC, and I'm like, what was I talking about? PAC. Pitchers and catchers report today for your Twins.
That's awesome.
Is this the least anticipated Twins season of all time? I think it has to be.
I don't know. I mean, how do I know how anticipatory things were for the Twins in, let me see, 87 and 91 and 84? I got no idea. But go Twins.
Certainly feels like
we're going to win, Twins. You got anything else up your tattered sleeve?
My bets.
Oh, yeah, Brett's bet.
Number 5.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how.
And the reason we do this is I'm racetrack raised. So anytime somebody touts, I'm in on it. And Brett had to fill in for Nordo a lot this summer. So I developed something called Brett's Bits and Bets, where he gets odds and betting and stuff, even though he may not do it a lot. And my man jumped on that microphone like 6 or 7 consecutive touts, and they all won. And I'm like, are you kidding me with this? I mean, you're found money.
It's good luck.
So, right. So, I mean, I think
a pretty good record.
Overall, we're about 9-2. Like 9 right, 2 wrong, something like that. What do you got?
Well,
don't say USA
no,
where you got to put up 2,100 to win 100.
No, but I am picking essentially a favorite, even though he's plus 300. Golf is such a weird game.
No, one of your bets, you nailed McIlroy.
Yeah, I did. I said he was winning the Masters.
Yeah, like 8-1.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, in a big field, 8-1. I mean, those are actually not value-oriented odds. End of the equation, you give them 100. He wins. They give you 900.
Yeah, exactly.
I find plenty of value in that.
The Pebble Beach Pro-Am, if you're looking for beauty, there's a top 5 tournament in the year. Scotty is plus 300. He had a terrible first day at the Phoenix Open where he was essentially out of it, and he surged to make the cut. Then he surged to be top 5 where he had essentially no chance after the first round. I think he's playing some of his best golf after that horrible round a week ago today. I like Scotty to win at Pebble Beach.
Have they started?
It'll today. So,
all right,
yeah,
so you're not past posting me, and he's like -8 already, and I'm just not looking at it.
I mean, technically, I think the first couple tee times have gone off.
You're cool, man. Appreciate you, Brad. When we return, Elite Hockey Mind, Olivia King with Youth Hockey Hub, and also Talk Goalie to Me, the podcast, and so much more, courtesy of Metropolitan Ford and metropolitanford.com. She'll be here with us before Alan Roach joins from Milan. Alan Roach, voice of U.S. Bank Stadium. He's the Vox of all Voxes, ever to Vox, and welcome to Ball Arena, ladies and gentlemen. That's coming up next on FM 100.3 KFAN.
Why don't you give me half the money you were going to bet? Then we'll go out back, I'll kick you in the nuts, and we'll call it a day.